मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। रत्नाकराद्धौतपदां हिमालयकिरीटिनीं ब्रह्मराजर्षिरत्नाढ्यां वन्दे भारतमातरम्। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। Welcome everyone to this unique course called The Stories from the Upanishads, Lessons for a Meaningful Life. We have seen 3 beautiful stories from different Upanishads. Now we are on the 4th day, and this is one of the most popular stories from the Upanishadic times. Now, I want all of you to imagine and become a part of this story. Just imagine a agrahara, a Vedic society where the Varnashrama Vyavastha was intact and everyone were following their duty as per their Varna and as per their Guna. Ashrama, it was not out of birth, but it is out of Guna Karma Vibhagashaha. That's what Krishna says in Gita. So everyone live. Ashrama Vyavastha is for the individual growth and Varna Vyavastha is for the betterment of the society. So in such a way, everything was intact and it was prosperous. So now imagine a village and there an agrahara, meaning where many priests and purohits are staying together in a small campus. Today's, if I have to say, a kind of an apartment. All of them are doing everyday puja, homa, havana, yaga, yajna, and doing welfare for the society. And there are many other people outside the agrahara who are supporting these people. It could be for helping in their food, it could be helping in their kitchen, it could be helping to broom their home, all kinds, in all ways. And the children are mingling with each other without making any caste discrimination and all those things, because Varna and caste, they are not synonymous. They are not synonymous, and the society has gone to doom because of misunderstanding of this fact. So now many students are playing from different castes, different varnas, I would say, and they are playing happily. And there is one home where it's a priest's home in the agrahara, and there is one servant who comes from an outside agrahara who is serving in all ways. And her child is playing with the kids in the agrahara. From young age, this boy who is the hero of the story, he is very inquisitive. He is always questioning. He used to play with his friends so beautifully. He is very affectionate, loving, caring, and when he's with his friends, he is very extrovert and happy. And when he's not with his friends, he is very introvert, introspective, inquisitive. And whatever questions he used to get when he used to sit in meditation or silence or contemplation, the next day when he's playing with his friends, he used to bring those concepts in front of them. And we all would have played during our childhood. One of the games that we would play is the teacher-student. I will be a teacher and you be a student. Holding a stick on our hand, and we would play all those kinds. And the same thing was happening in this place also. And this boy never used to become a teacher. He always wanted to be a student. And someone else would have become the teacher. And when teacher is teaching something, this boy used to stand up and ask, "Sir, I have a question for you." And the teacher says, "Yes, please ask." And the student says, "Look up. Yes, the sky is blue. But why the sky is blue? Look around. Everything has a beginning and end. Where is the ending of sky? What is, the river has 2 banks. Does our life also has 2 banks?" All these questions, and these children who were disguising themselves or playing the role of a teacher, they could not answer. They used to go back home and they were asking these questions to their family members, and the family members used to feel these are very profound questions which we have not thought, and this young boy is thinking. That's wonderful. And his days passed by and years passed by. Many of his friends, a little seniors, they were getting into the brahmacharya ashrama after the sacred thread ceremony, upanayana samskara, and they were going to the gurukula. And he used to miss them. Again, after a few months, his own age group friends who are almost of the same age, they are also did their Upanayana Samskara, and they also go to Gurukula. But he is not being sent. And when he misses all his friends, most of his time goes in contemplation, understanding what is happening, what is the purpose of education, and all those things. When he met one of his relatives, he asks, "Uncle, from where did I come? Where will I go after death?" And the uncle innocently said, "Don't you know, we came from our mother's womb and we'll be becoming ashes, or we'll be going back to the earth. This is what? What use of knowing all these things?" Then this boy asks, "What is the purpose of education?" And the uncle says, "It is to feed our stomach. It is to live a comfortable life. It is to roti, kapada, makan, all this. That's it." Then this boy asks, if that was the purpose of education, why these brahmacharis go for bhiksha even when they are studying? Even when you see the sannyasis who are so much learned, they go for bhiksha. If the purpose of education is to earn money, why these people are not earning money? Is there any other purpose of education? Is there a other bank where, apart from all these mundane things, is there anything beyond this? Was the question he was asking his uncle, for which the uncle didn't know how to answer. One day, in his home, he is unusually calm, a little sad. His mother comes and asks, "Beta, why are you so sad? What happened? You look depressed." Then the boy says, "I don't have anyone to play with. I don't have anyone to ask questions also. So I'm feeling very bad. I'm alone. I'm lonely. I'm feeling very lonely and depressed." Then the mother says, "Don't worry. I'm here now. You can play with me. You can ask whatever questions you have. If I know the answer, I will tell you." Then the boy asks, in sadness, "I have a question to ask." Then the mother asks, "Please ask." Then this boy says, "Mother, all my friends are going to the Gurukula to study in the Gurukula for 10, 12 years and graduate themselves as learned people. I also want to learn. So I went to many Gurukulas and inquired, and they told, you can't get into the Gurukula." And I asked, "Why? I also want to learn like my friends. I want to acquire knowledge. I want to lead a purposeful life. Why are you not registering me into a Gurukula?" And the people in Gurukula, the Acharyas told, "You are not eligible to enter into the Gurukula because you are a Dasi Putra. You are a Dasi Putra. You are a son of a servant maid. So you are not allowed inside." And this boy, in anguish, in pain, asks his mother, "Amma, mother, why am I a Dasi Putra? Why am I a son of a servant maid? What wrong I did to become a son of a servant maid? Please tell me. Please answer this." Mother, just imagine what could be the situation. How can she answer such a question? She tries to console him. She tries to pacify him and says, "For the quest of knowledge you have, definitely you will get one guru who will solve all your questions. Have that positivity, have that hope. Definitely you will get that kind of a guru who will accept you," and pacifies him. That day the boy got pacified and slept. Days passed, and one day, to the same village where all these people were staying, one Brahmagyani was entering into the village. And that Brahmagyani is Gautama Haridrumata, who was a very popular sage of those times, who was known for his scholarship in Vedas and Upanishads. He knew everything that are a part of Veda, Vedic lifestyle, the samskaras, the rituals, everything. So the whole village was in a celebration mode to invite him, to receive him and take blessings from him. And he was coming on his way to this village and next village. Then he goes back. His plan is to go to his Gurukula. So he has arrived, and people from the whole village, they received with great respect, reverence, and love, and they made him to stay in one place. And this boy, the young chap, he's looking at his whereabouts, what are his behavior, and he was so much fascinated by the behavior and the looks of the guru, that is Gautama Haridrumata. And when Gautama Haridrumata goes to the nearby river and does his Sandhyavana and he is coming back, he directly goes and prostrates himself to the feet of the Guru, that is Acharya Gautama. And Acharya wakes him up and asks, "Beta, Shatayushman Bhava, what do you want?" And this boy asks with such yearning and longing, "Sir, I want to be your disciple. Master, can you please accept me as your disciple? I want to learn and I have many questions regarding life, nature, and many things. Please guide me through this and give me the light of knowledge." And Guru Gautama was so happy because he has seen many people who are pushing their children to the Gurukula without even their interest. And here is a boy who is coming with an interest, seeking to know. And what? Many things, not just the mundane things. He said, "Definitely I will take you to as my disciple. But please ask your father to come and meet me so that I will take you along with me to my Gurukula." Then this boy in sadness says, "Sir, I don't have a father. I don't have a father." Then Guru understands, gives him a hug and says, "Then now I can understand the feeling that you have. From now on, I'll be your father. That's not a problem. Please go and ask your mother. Ask your mother, who is your father? What is your grotra? What is your clan? What is your family? Come with all those details. Tomorrow, I will do the Upanayana Samskara, the sacred thread ceremony. And from there, I will take you to my Gurukula and teach you." And this boy was on cloud 9 because first time an Acharya has told that he is accepting him to be the disciple. He ran to his home and mother was doing something in kitchen. He went and gave a good hug to the mother, and looking at the bright face of the child, she was also very happy and asked, "Oh my beta, you're looking so happy. What happened?" Then the boy says, "Amma, I have one question. Please answer. Please answer." The mother asks, "Please ask." "Amma, I want to know who my father is. What is my gotra? What is my family? What is my clan? Give all these details." And the mother says, "Why are you getting these questions? Did you go and meet any other Acharya?" "Yes, I went and met the Acharya." "Who?" "It is Acharya Gautama Haridrumata." She had also heard the greatness of Acharya Gautama. She says, "Okay, but what did he ask?" "He told if I go with the details of these things, the father's name, the gotra, the family, clan, and all those details, he will take me as his disciple and he will take me to his Gurukula." And mother, hearing this from the child, felt a little sad, but with the stern voice, taking strength from within, she says, "Now, today, I am answering this question." She says, "Child, you do not have a father." The son says, "I do know that. I don't have a father." But not in that sense. She says, "I do not have a father. You do not have a father means I do not know who your father is. I am a servant maid since my childhood. I have gone and served many places and many people. In my youthful days, you were born. I don't know for whom you born. I was not even aware of the person. So how can I say who your father is? How can I say which clan you belong to, which gotra you belong to?" Then this boy was again depressed. "Now what should I do? What should I tell my master?" She says, "Go and tell the truth. Go and tell the truth. Tell your guru that I do not know my father because my mother was a servant maid who has served many people and she doesn't know who my father is, but she has told one thing. She has told one thing, that I am the son of Jabala, the servant maid, Dasi, and my name is Satyakama, so I am called as Satyakama Jabala." Satyakama Jabala. Go and tell this. Boy came with the courage. He knew what the mother spoke, what was the meaning, everything he could understand. He came, and that was the evening when many people had gathered to pay respects to Gautama, and everyone were paying respects, and he also goes and salutes the master. And the master picks him up and asks, "Did you get the details? Whatever I asked, who your father is, what is your gotra?" He started asking all those questions. And without even a second thought, without even fumbling, he told whatever his mother had told. He told, "Sir, I do not know my father. I do not know who my father is because my mother is a servant maid who has served many people during her young days. And that time I have born. So she doesn't know who my father is. I do not know what my gotra is. I don't know what my family or clan, nothing I know. Only one thing that I know is my name is Satyakama and my mother is Jabala, and that's why my name is Satyakama Jabala. This is what my mother has told me to tell you, and I'm telling this. Please accept me as your disciple." The people around were shocked and they were pushing this boy away because such a Brahmagyani, such a Vedic scholar in front of him, such a low class person is coming and seeking knowledge. They started pushing him, and this boy, without knowing the reason, he also went away a little bit. And this Acharya Gautama, he called him with love and affection, and he pacified him. Don't worry, beta. Don't worry, my child. You do not know your father? From today, I will be like your father. I'll be like your father. Where? I will take all the responsibility of your life to teach you and to make you a best person for this society. And he told, I will accept you. Tomorrow, you will be going through the sacred thread ceremony. Go and tell your mom. So this boy went away and he reached his mom and he told whatever happened, and mother was so happy that he is getting a great guru like Gautama as his master, and what else is required? And she says, child, I want to bless you with only one thing. There is no Acharya who is accepting you, but here comes one Acharya who is a Brahmagyani, who is one of the masters of the masters. He has accepted you. One blessing or one promise that you have to make me is, you will be following your words of master at any cost. Give promise of that. This boy gives the promise and goes back. This is the scene on the other side. On the other side, when Gautama Haridrumata has told that he will accept this boy of so-called low class as his disciple, people around him became unhappy, sad, and they were against his decision. And they started making murmuring, and all those things are happening. And they even inquired, how could you do this? You are a Brahmagyani, that's fine, but you need to follow some Shishtachara. You need to be an example for the society. And we have sent our children to your Gurukula, and you are making them study with this low-class servant-maid's son? We don't want to have our children with studying with these kinds of people. We will take our sons back, children back. And this Gautama Haridrumata said, if you want to take your children back, you're free to take them away. If you find better guru, please take them. That's fine. But for whatever I did, there is a Shastric inscription. If you understand the Shastra properly, whatever I have done is proper. Then they said, how can it be so? Then there was a debate where there were hundreds of people speaking against the decision, and one person, that is Gautama, speaking what he did is right. And it is not just what he did is right, it is the right thing to do as per the scriptures. Both started quoting from the scriptures, but finally Gautama convinced the whole gathering where what is the tatparya of the shlokas that they told and what is the message given by the shlokas that he quoted, that Varna is not out of birth, it is out of guna and karma, the characteristic and the virtues and the occupation that one takes up. And thereon he says, this is the boy who has the hunger for knowledge. This is the boy who is adhering to his satya, adhering to truthfulness. He is not leaving truthfulness at any cost. That's why his name is synonymous to his quality, Satyakama, who is desirous of Satya itself. So, if you see all these qualities, don't you think he is of a higher cadre than many of us? That's why I have taken to my Gurukula. I will be taking him, and I will be doing the Upanayana Samskara and taking to my Gurukula the next day. And everyone accepted the decision wholeheartedly, because that is the kind of open-mindedness that the society had. The next day came, Upanayana Samskara happened, and he was given the sacred thread, initiated with the Gayatri mantra, and he told, let's go to our Gurukula. He was so much happy that I am also going to study, I am also going to learn, and he was taken to the Gurukula. In Gurukula, probably we all know, one side they will be taught the Vedas, the Samskrita, the Panini and all those things. On the other side it is more of skills, on the other side it is more of life skills, and people have to take care of the ashram by themselves itself, Gurukula by themselves. Someone will be taking care of the kitchen, someone will be taking care of the Goshala, someone will be taking care of the gardening, all those things. Here, one day, Satyakama has been taught the basic meditation, the Sandhya Vandana, the rituals and basic teaching, all these things are happening. One day, Satyakama was taught in an unusual way by Gautama. What happened? Gautama called Satyakama, and the Guru Shishya are moving, only two of them are moving in one direction. All students are wondering where are they going. Gautama took him to the Goshala and shows all the cows that are there. Look at them. The cows are equivalent to our mothers, but they're so weak, they're so lean. Don't you think they should be fed well? Don't you think they should be treated well? Can you take up the responsibility of Goshala and make them strong and healthy? And when he said this, Satyakama remembered his mother's words. And what were his mother's words? Follow whatever Guru told. Obedience. He accepted it and he told, from tomorrow itself, my responsibility is to take care of the Goshala. And Gautama Haridramata smiled and left the place. The next day morning, after doing the Sandhya Vandana and basic rituals, the Agni Karya, after all those things, Satyakama, taking 400 cows from the Goshala, has come and he is standing out just outside the gate of the Gurukula, and he goes back to his Guru to seek his blessings. While taking the blessings, he says, the master, today I am going out with 400 cows. I am going to take care of them with love and attention. But today I am making a promise that these 400 cows, until and unless it becomes 1000, I will not return back to Gurukula. I will not come back to Gurukula until the number increases to 1000. Looking at the determination, courage, dedication towards the work, Gautama smiled and blessed wholeheartedly. This young boy takes 400 cows all alone to the nearby forest. And he goes to the deep of the forest because there should be more grass to feed 400 cattle, cows. So he goes to the deep forest where there is a river, there are such greenery, good air to breathe, all these things. And he makes a small hermit kind of a thing to even the cow shed, to even make them stay in the right place. And he makes a small hut for himself. All these things happening, doing alone for himself and for the cattle. Initially, it was so difficult to do it all alone because he was feeling very lonely, no one to talk with, no one to share his emotions. And I've come here to learn, but I've been sent here. But he always thought, what my Guru does has a meaning behind. He has sent me here means there is some meaning, there is some education happening through this also. This is what he understood. And days passed. He started talking to the cattle. He started talking to the cows, the calves. He started understanding this nature. He started talking to the plants, birds, a few animals. And he had the courage even to safeguard the cows from the wild animals in the forest. Every day, from morning to evening, he will look after the cows for grazing. He takes them for the grazing and he look after the cows. Evening, he comes back with all the cows and puts them in the shed. He does his everyday Sandhya Vandana and all other rituals, meditation, whatever contemplation he had to make from this learning that he had already gone. The next day morning, he wakes up early, does all the karmas and cleans all the cows in the nearby river, feeds them with every bit what he could do. Everything is happening. Everything. At the same time, he's understanding nature. He's becoming more introspective, inquisitive. He's understanding the nature itself is unfolding the reality in front of him. Days passed, months passed, years passed. He doesn't even know what's happening in the number. He has come with an intention of making 400 cows to increase it to 1000. But he's not even cared about how much is the number. One day, when he had taken all the cows to the nearby grazing area, a bull from his own cattle group started making huge sound. He thought, what happened? What happened to this bull? He ran and the bull was standing on a pedestal, kind of a rock pedestal, and it was making sound. He went there and he saw what happened. Then it became silent. Then it made a body gesture showing the surroundings, and he looked around and it was so many cows. Till now he had not even noticed, and he started counting and the number was exactly 1000. And that day he realized, oh, I came with an intention of making it 1000 and today it is 1000. So now it is better to take all these cows back to our Gurukula. So with that intention, he was about to make arrangements for the returning his journey towards his Gurukula. At that time, the Vayu Deva entered this bull through the Sukshma Sharira and started instructing. O Satyakama, I want to instruct you the 1/4 of Brahman, the reality of this world. Do you want to listen to it? Satyakama, who is always a seeker of knowledge, he was waiting for such things and he told, yes, sir, I want to know. Please teach me. What is that 1/4 of Brahman? He said, the 4 directions, the north, the south, the east and west, this is Brahman. And this is called Prakashavan. This is the 1/4 of what Brahman is, what God is. Meditate on it, contemplate on it. He understood it. All directions are God. Whatever I see in all directions, it is God. He got that message. And while bull was going away, Vayudeva told, the 2nd quarter will be taught by Agni tomorrow. Wait for it. He completed it and he has packed all the things that are necessary and he's about to take all the cows back to the Gurukula. The next day, before leaving from that place, he is doing the fire ritual, and from the fire which he had kindled, the fire god, the Agni Deva, comes and starts speaking to him. Do you want to know the 2nd quarter of Brahman, the God, the reality, the world? He says, yes, I am waiting for that. And he says, the place that you are standing on, the Prithvi, the water that you drink, Jala, the space that you see, Akasha, Mahakasha, and the space in between, Antariksha, this is God. Meditate on it, contemplate on it. This is called Anantavan, infinite God, infinite. He understands the 2nd quarter and he tries to contemplate it and make it a reality within himself. While going, Agnideva told, 3rd quarter will be told by the swan. And he was waiting when the swan will come, but swan is not coming. He is doing his duty, he is about to leave, and he has tied all the cattle, he has made a group and he is leaving. At that time, when he is about to leave, he saw a swan in the nearby lake. And Aditya, the sun god, enters this swan and gives the 3rd quarter of teaching about Brahman. And Aditya comes and says, the Jyotishman aspect, the Tejomaya aspect of God. He says, the sun that you see, the moon that you see in the night, the fire that you know, and the Vidyut, the lightning that you see, all 4 are God, nothing but God. And he understands it and he tries to contemplate on it. Oh, these are also God. Then, before leaving, Aditya says, the last part will be told by one more amphibian, which lives in the aquatic regions, but it can live even outside also. That kind of a bird will come and instruct you. And he is moving around that. After moving certain distance, a bird which was there in the river, it comes out and starts giving its teaching. And that is none other than the Mukhya Prana, the Prana, the god of Prana, the life force. It comes and tells, the last quarter I am going to give you, because 3 quarters you have understood. The first one being the Prakashaman, the second one being the Anantavan, third one being the Jyotishman. The last one I want to tell you is, all other 3 teachers that you found, they told God to be outside. But now the 4th quarter I am telling, it is in you itself. The 4th quarter is Ayatavan. Ayatavan. What are the 4 aspects? Prana, the life force within you, is God. Chakshus, the eyes, that is God. The Shrotra, meaning the ears, are God. And more than that, all these things are having a string from the same instrument called Antahkarana, Manas. So, mind is God. So, Prana, Chakshus, Shrotra and Manas, all 4 are God. This is called Ayatavan. Understand this, contemplate on this, and you will know what the reality of this whole world. He tries to contemplate, and it was told 4 directions are God, the place I live, earth is God, the water is God, the Vayu is God, The space is God. The Antariksha, the space between, is God. And Agni is God, the fire. The Surya, Chandra, all elements are God. Meaning, it is nothing but Vishwarupa Ishvara. Vishwarupa Darshana that we have heard or seen in the Bhagavad Gita, it is nothing but Vishwam Vishnur Vashatkaro. Vishnu or Shiva, whatever the God name you name it, that is nothing but Vishwam. Vishwam itself is God. This was the teaching given by the four teachers. And he, taking all the heap of 1,000 cows, he comes back to Gurukula. And the friends are waiting to receive him, and they are very happy to receive 1,000 cows along with their friend coming back. And Gautama comes out and sees the 1,000 cows, and he was very happy that Satyakama could maintain his words, keep up his promise. And he looks at Satyakama, his face was glowing with the Brahma Tejas. And he comes near Satyakama, Gautama comes near Satyakama and says, your face is glowing with Brahma Tejas. I think you have understood Brahman. Who taught you all those things? Satyakama, even in that moment, doesn't lose out on humility. He says, sir, I am of such a low caste person. Who in this world has that kind of love and affection towards me to take me as their disciple? Some celestial beings came and told and instructed me on these four aspects. But at the end, they also instructed, saying, if these things has to be fructified and made into a reality, it should be listened from your guru. Go and ask your guru. Now, you are the only guru whom I bank upon. So it is in your hands to lead me towards light. Looking at the humility, Gautama was so happy. The Satyakama had the Vinaya, even after getting Vidya. That is what? Vidya dadati Vinayam. Vidya should lead to Vinaya, humility, not arrogance. He has got it. And he calls, what have you been instructed by the gods? Tell me. He says, the first Vayu Deva came and instructed me about the four aspects called Prakashavan, the four sides, the four directions. Then Agni Deva came and instructed me about the Anantavan, where it is Bhumi, Jala, Antariksha and Mahakasha. Then Sun God came and instructed me Agni, Surya, Chandra and Vidyut as God. And the last, Pranadeva, came and told me Prana, Chakshus, Shrotra, eyes, ears, life force and mind as God. These are the four things. The Anantavan, Jyotishman, Ayatavan and Prakashavan. These things I have heard from them. 4 into 4, 16 aspects. Then Gautama told, 4 into 4 is what? He told 16, that's what you have told, right? Yes, this is what you have understood from those teachers. 4 into 4 is 16. This is called Shodasha Kala Vidya, Shodasha Kala Purusha. You have understood the Vishwarupa Ishvara. Now, I will initiate into the next level of teaching where 4 into 4 is not just 16. 4 into 4 is 1. It is one God, and that God, the consciousness, is nothing but you yourself. I will teach you regarding that and understand and be free. This is the teaching coming from the Gautama Haridrumata to Satyakama Jabala in Chandogya Upanishad of 4.4 to 4.8. This is the teaching. This is the story from Chandogya Upanishad. But what can we learn? This is a revolutionary story where most of us would have misunderstood the Vedic society to have a discriminative lifestyle. But here we understand, no. Varna comes not just because of birth, it comes because of the guna and karma. And Varnashrama Vyavastha is there for individual development and societal well-being. And there are times, even in this story we have seen, there are times where people have misinterpreted the Shastras, misunderstood the Shastras and propagated the misunderstood thing, and society took it in the same way, and we went to a damnation. Our society was a doomed society where people were looked down and one caste or one category was seen up. This is never the case. So this we see. The second is right to education. Today we all speak about right to education. I want to put my child to such and such a school because I have RTE. Here also, right to education has been mentioned beautifully, where it has told, you have the right to study But you need to have the qualification, and that qualification is nothing but intense desire towards learning. Intense desire towards learning. If you have it, you are there in the Gurukula. Otherwise, you are not there. So that intense desire is what is the requirement to get into the learning. Next, straightforwardness, truthfulness, and fearlessness. These three things are most required for an eligible student. When Satyakama, his name itself says desire of Satya, he comes and tells the reality of whatever his mother told to his guru. He accepted. That's why it is always told, Satyameva Jayate na anritam. This is our emblem, but we have kept it in our emblem and we have stayed away from it. As long as we don't take that to our life will not be a meaningful life. We will be living, but if we want to lead a meaningful life, Satyameva Jayate should become a part of our life. Next, surrender to Guru and following the mother's words. Both Matra Devo Bhava and Acharya Devo Bhava, those were reflected in the attitude that was shown by Satyakama, where he looked after his guru as his father, and whatever his mother told, just follow the words, be obedient. He followed to the core. And obedience towards the guru and Vidya, Vinaya, and all those things we have seen. And what is the attribute that makes a student a better student? Shastra says there are three types of Shishyas. One is Adhama, the second is Madhyama, the third is Uttama. Adhama means the teacher instructs you something, tells you something, but even after the instruction or even after telling, the person doesn't follow. That is the Adhama Shishya. He doesn't follow whatever the teacher told. Then comes a Madhyama. He follows whatever the teacher says verbatim, completes whatever work needs to be done. But Uttama Shishya, he does whatever the teacher said and does a little more, which can please the Guru. Understanding Guru's heart, he can do something more. That is what is an Uttama Shishya that we saw in the story, where Gautama didn't say that 400 cows should become 1,000. But he just said, Go is nothing but our mother. Can you please take care of them? And he, understanding the heart of the Guru and respect towards Gomata, he himself took that initiative to give a promise that I won't come back till it becomes 1,000. This we see, the Uttama Adhikari, the Uttama Shishya aspect in Satyakama. Then complete dedication to work. When we are doing work, the most famous quote from the Bhagavad Gita is Karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Everyone quotes this. But are we living a life of such value, where you're thinking only about work and not the result? Here, he's spending months and years in the forest taking care of the cows to make it 1,000. His care and his courage, everything has given fruits, but he's not concerned about fruits. He's doing as a worship to the Gomata, worship to the following his words of the Guru. That's it. That is the message he has got. He's doing it. And fruits comes by itself. So if you concentrate on work, fruits comes by itself. Not in spite of so much of work, he didn't leave his regular routine any day, whether it is Sandhya Vandana, whether it is meditation, whether it is rituals, whether it is sacrifices. He didn't leave even a single day. We always say, I want to do many things, but I don't have time. But taking care of 400 cows, 600 cows, 1,000 cows, when he could, and sitting alone in the forest, he could make time for all the things. We say we don't have time. The most achieved people are the most busiest people who have time for everything and anything that they want to achieve. If you want to achieve something in your life, make time for it. Don't say I don't have time. Make time for it. Whether it is spiritual or material. Vidya dadati vinayam. And whatever knowledge you get from books and everything, that's all secondary. But the Upanishad says, Acharyad eva vidya vidita sadhishta prapat. Whatever knowledge you get from the Acharya, that is what is the real knowledge. Otherwise, it is just an information, not transformation. If you want a transforming knowledge, the wisdom, you need to acquire it from the Guru. The requirement of Guru is emphasized here. And finally, the reality is, where do you search for God? The first 4 into 4 equals 16 showed that Vishwam itself is God. The reality is nothing but is in front of our eyes as the world itself. This is the first level of the teaching. Whatever you see is God. That's why we even worship the mountain, worship all creatures, worship even the plants or trees, everything worship, because Isha Vasyamidam Sarvam. Everything is God. But that is not the end. The Guru said 4 into 4 is equal to 1, and that is you. Meaning the reality, the God is within you itself. And understand the reality and be free. This is the message given by the Chandogya Upanishad through the beautiful revolutionary story of Satyakama Jabala. Let us have all these things in our mind and make our life more meaningful and fruitful. Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.